This would turn our detention into a death sentence.
In 2020, as the COVID-19 pandemic raged, migrants in U.S. government detention facilities in California protested and went to court over dangerous conditions. In a final settlement reached late last month, the Federal Immigration Enforcement Agency, ICE, and private for-profit prison corporations agreed to safety protections for detainees, including COVID vaccinations and limits on detainee populations. Unsanitary conditions and indifferent guards at a rural county jail under contract with ICE were experienced by immigration detainee and asylum seeker Joe Mejia.
There was feces and urine, and it was just bad situation. And it was really hard for us to get cleaning supplies. We'd see some of the guards would come in and they'd be sick. They'd have a cold. The next thing you know, they'd be gone for 2-3 weeks. And we'd come to find out that some of the guards were actually infected with COVID. And they weren't taking any precautions to help us out or keep us safe.
The American Civil Liberties Union won a ruling that freed hundreds of detainees while awaiting asylum hearings.
We filed the lawsuit because it was clear from the outset that when COVID began to spread, ICE and GEO Group, its private for-profit contractor, were putting people at great risk of serious harm and death.
GEO Group is contracted by ICE to hold detainees. It runs more than 100 prisons, processing centers, and other facilities. Last year, President Joe Biden issued an order phasing out contracts between the Justice Department and private for-profit prisons. But that order didn't cover immigrant detainees.
We've been deeply disappointed by how things have played out. Throughout his campaign, Biden promised to end the use of for-profit detention by the federal government, including for undocumented immigrants. And this would have a huge impact on the ICE detention system, of course, because nearly 80% of people who are in ICE detention are in facilities that are privately operated.
As large numbers of migrants are expected at the U.S.-Mexico border in the coming months, the Biden administration informed Congress this week it will use a home curfew program as an alternative to incarceration. Now awaiting an asylum hearing, Mejia cannot forget how he was treated in detention.
We were, just treated worse than animals. People treat their pets way better than what we were being treated.
Nearly 21,000 migrants are currently locked up in ICE and privately run prisons. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Los Angeles.